Okay, today we're going to learn how to put our rotary attachment, and there you can see my rotary attachment. I had to make a special one for a job that I had to do. We're going to learn how to put this rotary attachment inside the laser without crashing into the laser head when we get ready to set it up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over, we're going to open the lid of our laser. Then the cutting table down in there, we're going to take that out completely, along with the vector cutting grid too. All of it needs to come out, because the rotary attachment will sit down in, and I've actually taken the front of mine off also because it's a lot easier to get this out by removing the front, because it's real thin metal. So we're taking that out. Then we're going to take the vector grid out also. We're going to set that on the side. Then we're going to turn the laser on. I always leave these side rulers up at this point because it doesn't really make a difference. Just make sure there's no other debris down inside the bottom of the table. Now if you note, there's a plug right here. That is where we're going to plug in our rotary attachment. So let me turn the laser on, and you'll see that it's going to move into position. Let me zoom out a little bit. All Epilog lasers do this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to lower down the base all the way down. So let me see if I can zoom in. We're going to hit focus. That's going to move it out a little bit. We're going to drop this table all the way down to the bottom as far as it'll go. And we do that so that when we put the rotary attachment in, it will not hit the laser head. So we're going to stick this in here. And now this is a very important part. Just stick it in there, and then you got to turn the laser off. Just hit the reset button so the head will move back to the original position. We're going to turn the laser off. You do not want to plug this plug in while the laser is on. So we're going to turn the laser off. Now the laser is off. I'm going to take this. I'm going to plug this in. And it's a one-way connector, so it cannot be put in any other way. So, and I'll just pull this out of the way. I need to put a little strap on there, which I will do later on. Actually, let me twist it around so it's out of the way. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the laser back on, and if you'll note, watch where the laser head will end up, because it's going to move into a different location. Epilog has set up a default location when the rotary is attached. So you see it's moving, and now it's going to come to a different position. That is actually the new home position, where when the rotary is plugged into it, if you had the one that Epilog made, that is where your home position would be. But since our rotary attachment is actually longer, we are going to have to rehome it. So the first thing we need to do is go over to the control panel. We're going to XY off and hit the go button. Now what I do to make it easier is I always turn the red pointer on, because that allows me to line this thing up perfectly. So if I had a piece of material in there, then I would be able to line it up a lot easier, but right now I'm just doing this to show what's going on here. So I can either move the actual rotary attachment into a certain position, which I'll do that, and then I look at where my red dot pointer is, and I want to get it right in the center of that chuck, so I'm going to just move this back. Then I'm going to take it and just run it right down the length of my rotary attachment. Now, you see I have a second chuck on here, and we're going to just move this back a little bit, all the way to the back of the shaft. This is something I had to do special because I had to make a certain part which required me to have this installed, and I had to hold it on both ends. It was a real long piece for the pharmaceutical industry. So now we have it lined up. So now say we're going to just use this as a point where we're going to set our home. So now we come back over to the keypad, and now our home is set. So you reset, and you notice that the thing will stay there. But now what we have to do is we need to refocus it. So we're going to come over here and hit focus, and we're going to raise it back up again. You can see it going up. Now if I had a piece of material in there, then I would put my little triangle focus piece on there, and I'll be able to focus it. So now we hit reset again, and it went right back to the home position where we had set it. And that's it. That's setting up our rotary attachment so that we can engrave on it. Everything else is in the software.